David Sutter from KOWB at Laramie High School with our brand new Athletics and Activities Director, Ron Wagner, coming in here from Douglas. 14 years in Big D town. A lot of success up there. You know, do you feel that maybe is a little bit of a benefit to help you come into a high school where we offer the most activities and athletics of any 4A school, any school in the state, really? Do you think that's a benefit, kind of going through some things up in Douglas?
I think so. You know, I watched a lot of great coaches do some really great things, and I took a lot of notes. You know, it's great to have not only people you trust and you grow with over 14 years, but, you know, on top of that, having and watching their success, supporting their success, and knowing that I can ask them questions if I feel like something's a little funky, and they're going to answer those questions, and they're going to be like, man, I don't think I'd do it that way. I think I'd like to have it this way, and then use that as a resource to help our coaches do the best that they can. That's my job. I'm here to support. I'm here to advocate for all the stuff that we got going on.
Do you notice a difference early on between what it's like at a 3A school versus a 4A school that Laramie is?
Yeah, I think so. Certainly, there's a difference there. But I would say, you know, as far as Douglas goes, there's just as much passion for football, basketball, volleyball, band, whatever. People love success and they love good programs. And, you know, I think internally there's a lot of really great people in Douglas, and I've met a lot of really great people in Laramie that have that internal drive to push kids as far as they can, create the best kind of student athlete that we possibly can, and it really is phenomenal so far what I've been able to see.
So the big $1 million question is, why were you interested in this position?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, not everybody loves the aspect of being an administrator, and there's a lot of stuff that, you know, the adage, it rolls downhill. So, you know, it comes down, but at the same time, what an opportunity to help grow, push, continue to support excellent programs. And the beauty of it is I love Laramie. I love Laramie when I went to school here, all the times I've spent here. This is a place that me and my family love. And you know, a side note, both me and my oldest daughter were born here in Laramie. So okay, we've got all those ties, and I'm a cowboy, and I'm more than honored to be a Plainsman.
Talk about how would you assess Laramie High School athletics in particular, but also some of the activities with where we're at right now as we start this 2018-19 school year, from your perspective?
From what I've seen, I see a lot of really caring and passionate people in front of our fantastic kids in our community. And so I'm super excited that I'm going to get to work close with them. Some of these people I've known for years and years and years, from refereeing basketball, from coaching soccer, from being a band director, and seeing these people across the state at many different venues, including right down the street at War Memorial, you know, at a great Cowboys game, or the AA to watch a basketball game. So spent a lot of time with a lot of people that are here, and so I already have a really close connection with a lot of those people. You know, Coach Spence from the golf team. I went on a few road trips with Coach Spence and played some golf. So having some familiarity certainly has helped me get a lot more comfortable, but I feel really great with where we're at, and I feel great that the people that we have in place, and I'm just excited to help support those people. Take me back to the interview process. How would you kind of describe how that went? Obviously, you know, I don't want you to, you know, necessarily give something away, but how would you describe the process, you know, some of the, you know, types of questions that they asked you, and just how it was that they maybe kind of came to see that you were the best candidate for the job? Sure. Well, it's intimidating. I told myself on the drive down, I came down the morning, I think I interviewed at 9 o'clock, and I drove down from Douglas that morning, and I had a lot of time to rehearse a lot of answers to a lot of questions that I thought were coming my way. But I told myself, you know, you got to make sure you shake everyone's hand in the room. I didn't realize there was going to be 13 people in the room, so I spent a little time shaking hands, you know, but it was fantastic. And the questions they ask, you know, the great thing about it, I think that worked in my favor, is have you ever hired coaches or assistants before? That's what I've been doing for 14 years in Douglas, you know, and how do you build programs? How do you build support? How do you get your name out there? How do you build a sense of community? Those are all things you do when you start a program like soccer from its infancy in a town that
loves his football, volleyball, basketball, track, and that's about it. You know, and they love all their sports, don't get me wrong, up in Douglas, but a program that they knew nothing about, and all of a sudden selling out, having cars around the area, supporting us all the way to Jackson for our first appearance in state last year. So, you know, you got to know how to do those things and have at least a starting point. And so I think that really helped me, and I think that came through in the process, and then I'm a firm believer that activities help us only grow students and give them a better experience, help them become better citizens. And maybe we create a passion for someone that, you know, that maybe otherwise we wouldn't be able to reach. So,
has anything surprised you so far in the first couple of weeks on the job?
All the assistant coaches that I got to hire for the fall seasons that weren't done yet, and that's nobody's fault. But you know, when a head coach comes in and goes, "Hey, we started today. I was supposed to have an assistant. We got 3 applicants. What are we doing?" And I go, "Looks like we better get rolling." So there's been some quick transitions, some things, but I have the admin team here at the high school and even at the district level. They've been so supportive of me, and been making a lot of phone calls and asking for a lot of help, and everyone's been really great. So.
What's more intimidating, getting the job and going through the first couple of weeks, or getting ready for your first event that we're going to host?
Oh man, I don't know. You know, I'm messing with the video boards, and I'm looking at, you know, all the stuff we got to do to fulfill some of the obligations that we have. That's intimidating. I think starting the job, because even though I know a lot of what this job is about and what I need to do, at the same time, thinking you know what it is and then walking into it are two different things. So I think I was more worried about walking in and just worried about what might catch me by surprise. And there hasn't been much. There's been a few things for sure, but it's been good.
All right, let's get to know Ron Wagner, the person here. Describe yourself for people that haven't met you. How would you describe yourself?
I'm pretty easy-going. It takes a lot to get me pretty amped up. But that doesn't mean I don't take things pretty serious. I'm pretty competitive. You know, if I'm going to get on the golf course with you, I'm going to try to make sure I beat you. You know, even if there's no chance, I'm going to still try. But very competitive. I'm passionate about activities and athletics. Very passionate. And I believe that even though something might not be as visible as, say, our beautiful football stadium here and our football team, it doesn't make it less important. And so I'm super passionate about all of our activities and athletics, and I believe in what the message is that they can learn from this. So that's a lot of me. I have a wonderful, wonderful wife that lets me do something like this, and my two kids, they're my world. But when I get a chance, I'm a season ticket holder to the Denver Broncos, so I go down there quite a bit. I'm a big Rockies Avs fan. I'm a local guy, okay. But I love all of this stuff, and you know, I just try to make sure every day is the best day it can be.
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, another flavor.
Strawberry.
Okay. Pasta, Mexican, pizza. What would you kind of say is your favorite food?
My oldest daughter, and I are much like we could eat pizza, I think, at every meal if we had to.
I think teams get tired of pizza from time to time.
I know.
It's different for each people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My soccer team they were so sick of pizza at the end of the season. Coach, why we always go to a pizza place? I'm like, because I love pizza.
Well, they do offer a variety of things nowadays. So let's just say that. You mentioned some of your favorite sports teams. Going back, do you have other, I guess, passions and besides just sports and being a fan in that regard? Obviously, you had to be on kind of the band side of things.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I love music. I've been a part of it since 6th grade. Don't know why. It just spoke to me. So I just did it, and I loved it, and that was always a big part. From that standpoint, I love officiating, and I know that that's an odd thing because a lot of people are like, why do you put the shirt on and get yelled at like that? But, you know, I think, you know, I love the game of basketball. I'm very passionate about the game of basketball and soccer as well. That's why I coached it. But I just love being on the court. I love being around the game. And so, yeah, I mean, there's just so many avenues, you know, with activities and stuff that you get to go see. And I love, you know, theater. Musical theater is awesome. We always go down to Denver and see some musicals, and I've been to Broadway, and awesome stuff.
There you go.
Just a little bit of everything for me.
Music-wise, favorite type of music?
Oh man, I get this a lot. You know, being a a music person, but I listen to a lot of stuff. You know, when I'm jamming between here and Douglas, it might be 90s on 9, it might be the hip hop station, it might be some jazz. You never know. It's kind of whatever the mood strikes.
Do you prefer old school or some of this new school stuff that these young high school cats are listening to?
You know, I do love some of the new school stuff. Yeah, I listen to the pop radio, hits radio on, you know, Channel 3 on Sirius, you know, but I do my standard. If I can get into you know, little Guns N' Roses, little Metallica, those are kind of the things that, you know, if I'm going for an old fallback, that's what it is.
There's nothing wrong with that. Dog or cat?
Dog.
All right.
No question.
Obviously, you're a University of Wyoming sports fan. Best memory of being at UW as a student?
Oh, well,
or maybe not best memory, or how about favorite memory?
Yeah.
Let's choose like some sort of activity or athletic event.
Yeah. You know, I was the drum major for the University of Wyoming Western Thunder Marching Band for 3 years. Every Saturday, that Saturday morning, my blood would start pumping. I get goosebumps right now thinking about it, you know. Leading them down, you know, down the street and getting everybody ready, stopping by Tailgate Park, getting them pumped up, you know. Oh, what a great feeling. But those were always good times, and I think the best for me has got to be we traveled down to Albuquerque in 2002 for the big dance. First time we had been down there in basketball for a long time, playing Luke Walton in Arizona in the second round. But I think the first round against Gonzaga might take it on the cake. That was one of my favorite things that it played. I couldn't even play the school song in the band because I was crying. I was so happy, you know. And football, I cried, but for a much different reason, because we just weren't, you know.
Yeah, let's not go down that road. I think that's something most of us Wyoming fans put deep in the memory banks. Lastly, a message for Laramie High School sports fans and activity fans. If you had to kind of relay something to them about, you know, what you want to, how you want to portray and what you want to do in your first year on the job, what would it be to Laramie fans?
You know, I want to just support, continue the excellence. I went and picked up awards, you know, the other day from the Engraver, and I just kept taking loads of awards out. They did so great last year, so I'm hoping that we can have a year like that. But what I really want to accomplish is I want to get our brand out there. I want our community to be maroon and gold on Friday and brown and gold on Saturday. Nice. I really want to create that sense of community, get people coming out and supporting these kids that are working their tails off right now or are about to at some point this year. I want to get that support, get people following us, living for Plainsman activities, and being able to share their love and their enthusiasm for the University of Wyoming. I want that same enthusiasm brought here to Laramie High School, and I'm going to work on it.
Ron Wagner, thanks so much for your time and your candor.
Yeah, absolutely.
The new Laramie High School Athletic and Activities Director for the 2018-19 school year.